Okay, today we are digging into something that affects all of us, every single day: fertilizer. We're talking about those tiny pellets that feed our world. We're going to break down what they are, how they actually work, and get into the big global challenges that are putting them in the spotlight in 2024. Let's get into it. So let's start with a massive question. What does it actually take to feed our world? I mean, think about it. We've got billions of people, and that number is only going up. The answer, of course, is complicated, but a huge piece of the puzzle is found right under our feet in the soil. And that's where this stuff comes in. It might not look like much, but these little granules are fertilizers. They are packed with the essential nutrients that plants are hungry for. And they're what allow our farms to be as productive as they need to be. So really, to understand how we feed the world, we first have to understand what feeds a plant. So let's start with the basics, the absolute fundamentals. Think of this next part as the recipe for life, the essential diet that every single plant needs to grow up strong. First on the list is nitrogen. You'll see it represented by the letter N. Nitrogen is the growth fuel. It's what helps plants shoot up and grow big, bushy leaves. And you know that healthy, vibrant green color? Yep, that's nitrogen at work. Next up, we have phosphorus, or P. If nitrogen is about what you see above ground, phosphorus is the master of what's below. It's the root builder. It helps the plant create a strong, healthy root system, which is absolutely critical, especially for a tiny little seedling just starting out. And the third member of our superstar team is potassium, which is K. You can think of potassium as the plant's protector. It's like a personal trainer and a bodyguard all in one. It strengthens the whole plant, helps it manage its water intake, and, most importantly, it boosts its immune system to help it fight off diseases. So you've got nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Now, the magic is in how they work together. This is known as the NPK ratio. Let's say that one more time, NPK ratio. It's basically the recipe on every bag of fertilizer, telling you the exact balance of these three nutrients. And just like people, different plants have different dietary needs, so they need different NPK recipes to thrive. Okay, so now we know the ingredients in the recipe, but how do we actually get these nutrients into the soil where the plants can use them? Well, there are two main ways. On one hand, you have organic fertilizers. These come from natural stuff, like compost or manure. The key thing here is they contain carbon, and they're fantastic for building healthy, rich soil over the long haul. Then, on the other hand, you have inorganic fertilizers. These are mineral-based or synthetically made. Their biggest advantage? The nutrients are ready to go, immediately available for the plant to start soaking up. Now, all of this, adding organic matter, using the right NPK ratio, it's all in service of one thing: improving what we call soil fertility. Let's make sure we get that term, soil fertility. It's simply a way of measuring how good the soil is at giving crops the nutrients they need. The higher the fertility, the better the harvest. It's that simple. But of course, there's a catch, and it's a big one. It's a problem called nutrient leaching. Again, let's say it, nutrient leaching. This is what happens when you have too many nutrients in the soil and a good rain comes and just washes them away before the plant can use them. It's a double whammy. Not only do you waste your money on fertilizer, but those excess nutrients can end up polluting our rivers and streams. Okay, we've got the science down. Now let's zoom all the way out. We're going from a single plant in a single field to the absolutely massive global industry that moves these nutrients all around the planet. And when I say massive, I mean it. The scale is just staggering. Just look at 2024. The production of phosphate fertilizers alone grew by 5%. That growth was led by countries like China and Morocco, racing to meet the world's demand. And what does that demand look like? Well, get this. In 2024, the world traded more than 170 million tons of fertilizer. Can you even picture that? That is an unbelievable amount of material being shipped across oceans and driven across continents. And the price tag for all of that? A jaw-dropping $66 billion just in 2024. This isn't just about farming anymore, is it? It's a cornerstone of the entire global economy. But that huge multi-billion-dollar market hit some serious turbulence in 2024, and it created what many are calling a fertilizer squeeze, putting immense pressure on farmers everywhere. Let's break down what happened. So here's something you might not know. There's this hidden, direct link between the energy we use to heat our homes and the food we put on our tables. You see, making nitrogen and phosphate fertilizers requires a ton of energy, and the main fuel for that process is natural gas. And this isn't just a theory, it's a hard fact. Now, let's practice this phrasing. According to the data from the FAO, that's the Food and Agriculture Organization, when the price of natural gas swings, the cost of fertilizer swings right along with it. For instance, in 2024, European natural gas prices fell by a whopping 54% from their peak the year before. That gave farmers some much-needed relief, but it shows you just how tight that connection really is. So, based on that fact, we can form an opinion. Let's try this phrase. In my view, this tight link between energy and fertilizer creates an incredibly difficult situation for farmers. When energy prices shoot up, farmers get caught in a budget squeeze, and suddenly it's a struggle to afford the very nutrients they have to grow our food. So, what's the solution to all these challenges? How do we break that cycle? Well, as it so often does, the answer lies in innovation, in finding new and smarter ways to farm for tomorrow. And technology is already making a huge impact. For instance, scientists have developed these incredible products called controlled release fertilizers. Think of them like a smart pill for plants. They release their nutrients slowly, right when the plant needs them. It's so much more efficient, and it can cut down on that nutrient leaching problem by as much as 40%. That's a game changer. And innovations like that are all part of a bigger picture, a plan for a more resilient future. It means being smarter about how much fertilizer we use so we're not wasting it. It means using those advanced products we just talked about. And it means playing the long game by improving our soil with organic matter, and even coming together as communities to protect our land and water. Which brings us right back to that big, looming question we started with. Our world's population is growing. The demand for food is growing with it. Everything depends on the health of our soil. So the real question for all of us is, how are we going to keep innovating to make sure our soil can keep up and sustain us for generations to come? All right, before we wrap up, let's do a quick knowledge check. Let's see if some of those key numbers and facts from our explainer stuck with you. Ready? Okay, question 1. Remember we talked about the growth in the market? According to that FAO report, by what percentage did the production of phosphates go up in 2024? Was it A, 3%, B, 4%, or C, 5%? Question 2, and this was a big one. What was the total dollar value of the entire global fertilizer trade in the year 2024? Your options are A, $66 billion, B, $73 billion, or C, $112 billion. And for our final question, let's go back to that crucial energy connection. We mentioned that European natural gas prices dropped quite a bit in 2024 compared to the year before. Do you remember what that percentage decrease was? Was it A, 10%, B, 15%, or C, 54%? Thanks so much for joining us.